The network of Iraqi facilitators is a network of individuals across Iraq from different parts of the country that were brought together to help build the skills and the capacity for conflict resolution, peace building, and negotiations. One of USIP's core belief is that people who really understand conflict are the ones who are at the front line, are the citizens who are having to live every day in conflict. And therefore, the real solutions to being able to deal with conflict, it lays within those citizens who are dealing with it every day. As a result, we really build local capacity and local networks to be able to advise on how to really be able to address conflict. And that's what the network of Iraqi facilitators became. It was the individuals that we worked with, that we partnered with, very brave and courageous individuals who understood the importance of peace building, understood that it was a long-term process, and pretty much committed their lives to being able to handle conflict through nonviolent means. It has been a phenomenal experience, and I have to say one of the most rewarding at USIP, working with these individuals who are so dedicated to bringing a peaceful society into their countries. Within the network of Iraqi facilitators, we started off with very basic skill training and capacity building, but it quickly shifted to where the facilitators began to teach USIP, both about the conflict in Iraq, but also about an understanding of the region. And more importantly, they became early detection warning signs for us. As we look back now, they've moved beyond basic skills training and actually help warn us before conflicts arise, particularly in local communities. Again, when you're looking at a country like Iraq, it's very hard not to be overwhelmed by all of the national crises that we're seeing and the day-to-day violence of bombings. What the facilitators help us zero in on is communities that are committed to peace building, who are able to find innovative ways to finding local solutions to the problems that are arising in their communities. We've seen this across the Nineveh Plains, but there was a conflict that arose between the minorities, between the Shebek and the Christians. It was the network of Iraqi facilitators who stood forward, who cautioned about some of the violence that was arising in Bartella and offered to facilitate and mediate between the Shebek and the Christians. And they did so very successfully, because our experience is people don't want to turn to violence. It's often the first response because people can't think of other solutions. What the network of Iraqi facilitators have been able to do is to provide solutions that are nonviolent and really be able to develop a muscle memory that violence isn't the first reaction, and in fact, violence always is guaranteed to bring more violence. Through their successes, what we've been able to establish is the network of Iraqi facilitators are no longer looking to resolve conflict. In fact, they are being called in by communities because of the success that they have been able to do with past conflicts. For me, having worked in Iraq for over 10 years, watching these facilitators develop, it's a real humbling experience to see individuals that we were once training, now training and teaching us about the conflicts in their countries. Perhaps one of the best success stories of the network of Iraqi facilitators was that they weren't willing to stop within their own borders. As soon as the crisis happened within Libya, a lot of the facilitators offered to go to Libya and to do training on the lessons that they learned within their own context. It was a very powerful experience because as much as I can talk about conflict, I haven't lived day to day in conflict the way my Iraqi colleagues have. So for Iraqis to stand in front of the room, to share lessons learned to the Libyans, it was a powerful exchange. And until today, the communication channels remain open as Libyans continue to search for examples to be learned from the region that they can apply to their own context.